love it. I mean, every second of it. Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. Depends on what part of the world you may be tuning in from. Welcome to the number one station in the nation, GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin, simply doing what I love, and I love what I'm doing. And of course, today, I always pretty much get excited about this time, simply because I love it, every minute of it. When someone stops by and, kind of let us know who they are, what they're doing, and, how they're doing it, where they're doing it, all that great stuff. Today is no different. I am going to be introducing to some and presenting to others one of our amazing featured authors on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. All you have to do is stop by our broadcast network platform, and you can simply click on the tab that's titled Featured Authors. All right? I mean, it's a real simple process. And, of course, when you do so, you will see a cover on that page that I'm let me show it to you on our screen right now. You'll see this cover in that area. Simply click on that cover. It will take you to the necessary location to find out more intimate information and details about the author as well as the publication. I'm not going to spoil it, okay? I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let him tell you first, and then I'm going to spoil it, all right? So in the meantime, I want to present one of our featured authors of the GMAP Broadcast Network, Dr. David. I just said that. He's not really a doctor. I'm just saying that. But Mr. D. Lee Cardwell is here with us, and I want to say good morning to you, Mr. Cardwell. How you doing?
I am great. Good morning to you, too. Is it cold up there?
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. It's 55 degrees right now, and it's like a heat wave.
Nice.
It is like a heat wave out there right now. And so I'm not going to rush through this so I can hurry up and go out and get me just about 5 minutes of sun. I'm going to take my time and go out a little bit later and enjoy it. Because, tomorrow it might be 55 below if you don't be careful.
That's right.
So how you doing today?
I am doing well. It's a beautiful day here as well, and I'm just looking forward to talking to you today.
Hey, well,
this is awesome.
I am looking forward to you talking to me too. I tell you that, and I appreciate you. I found a picture of you on Amazon.
Great.
Yeah, and I love the hat. I love the hat.
Oh.
I love the hat. So I had to
appreciate that.
Yeah, and I had to show it to the world. So right now on my split screen, I have that picture showing. I just want you to know that. I love the hat. You know what, Mr. Cardwell, I want you to go ahead and do me a favor. Let's dive right in this morning and have you come on, and I just want you to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Who is D. Lee Cardwell?
Well, right now I am a resident of a little community in Alabama, near Auburn, Alabama, and I've been here just a few months. Retired from teaching, and I began my teaching career in Charleston, South Carolina, which is the setting of my novel. From there, I moved back to Nashville, Tennessee, and taught for a number of years. In between, I did some work with a bank and some consulting with asset-based lending, and I was able to draw upon all those different experiences when I wrote the book. One of the things that stuck with me when I lived in Charleston was the military life down there. I happened to teach at a school that served a military base, and I got to know the interactions between the families and the kids and the parents, and when the dads were out to sea, and the struggles, sometimes some of the struggles that the moms had, and the kids and different things. And I just observed this, and I always just kind of hung on to it. So for my first novel, I wrote about some of those experiences, and I guess I was just really influenced by Pat Conroy and a book he wrote, The Great Santini. Um, it was about a real strong military man, um, and his son, who was an athlete as well, and their interactions. And it always kind of stuck with me, and I was really drawing upon that with my novel as well.
Ah, well, I am so grateful. Let me say first and foremost, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with me here on GMAP Broadcast Network, and also thank you so much for simply accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. I really appreciate that. I honor those who are willing to simply step up and step out on faith and give certain things a try. Just knowing how many things are going on out there today, it's not easy to accept an opportunity or accept something that is there to assist you along your way. So with that being said, I just got to know, and of course, for those that don't know, we are talking about the current publication I'm showing you on our screen titled Blue. I want you to simply dive in a little bit for me, Mr. Cardwell, and tell me about Blue. Give me the the root foundation about your current publication, Blue.
Sure. Well, we find just if your audience can just go on and read the first 2 pages, it's free on Amazon. On the look-in side, you'll find out right off the bat what the story's about. But it's largely about a family that lives in Charleston that's moved around the military, and they find themselves there now at the Naval Weapons Station in Charleston, and they all bring different issues with them as they've moved across the country. Cole is someone that's trying to fit into a new school. He's an athlete, and we find him in the opening chapter in the wake of something that's happened to him, but we don't really know what's happened to him. And then we learn as we read through the book that the people he should be able to depend on to help him get out of the situation are not really available to him because of their own issues. So right off the bat, we go back and we learn about his mother and his mother's character, and what makes her the way she is, and her interactions with Cole's father, and then his sister, and conflict that happens really among all of them. And then, how is the conflict resolved in each and every case? How does it work together? How is it different? And the different ways they all handle trauma and conflict in their lives, because we all have these choices in lives, the way we respond to things, and the way Cole responds is, his is the worst trauma, obviously, and the way he responds, though, is probably the most positive way.
Yeah. Wow.
Among his family members.
Well, I always tell people, you got to be careful because we have an opportunity to, one, react, two, respond. And people sometimes look at me with a little question mark in their, across their forehead saying, what do you mean? When you react to something, you don't think about it. You just react. When you respond to something, you at least give it some thought for a moment. So when you mentioned Cole had the best response, that means he must have thought about it for a few moments and then responded to the situation. I'm just saying. That could be true, couldn't be true, but I'm just saying that's a possibility. Am I correct?
It is a possibility.
We got to get, hey, come on, man. We got to get that question mark out there so you can say, I got to go get this book. That's right. I got to get this book now. I got to find out. Now, let me ask you this. What was the writing process like for your current publication? I mean, obviously, is this, let me rewind the tape and press play. Is this your actual first publication that you released, or is this a follow-up to something that you've previously written before?
This is actually my first novel. I started this in the process is really interesting. I started this in 2018
Mm.
after I retired from teaching.
Okay.
I really felt like, I had the diagram on the piece of paper with all the little arrows pointing to different circles and all these different things I wanted to happen. And I hung on to that piece of paper and I started writing. The first page was written immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of built it from there. And I had these characters with, these rich layers of characters that I was going to introduce and what I felt was going to happen in the book. And then by the time I went through the book a number of times, I ended up having a completely different book than what I imagined to begin with.
Wow.
And then my editor and I agreed that some of what was in the original book needed to be amped up a little bit to be a little more believable. And at first I had it in, but I was uncomfortable with some of what was happening just from a personal perspective. But then I realized as an artist, I needed to put that back in there. So it's just, it was a challenge for me. I'm a former calculus teacher also. So I'm a real science and math kind of guy, very, and for me to step out of my comfort zone and write, it was a challenge. And I've always done art and I've always, enjoyed playing music and listening to music. One thing I found about writing that I think makes me a better writer than an artist is that there's a delete key. And I can highlight something if I don't like it and, delete it. And it's like it never existed. I can change it around. But when I paint or draw, if you mess up and you don't like it, you can't often fix it. So I like the writing process. It requires a lot of patience. It is a slow, tedious grind in writing. And I was able to do just a few hours a day, and then I was just really exhausted from it.
You know what? Let me stop you there because I was going to ask you that. Does your writing, does it exhaust you or does it ignite, motivate, encourage, and give you a little enthusiasm? I was going to ask you that question. So, after you write for so long or, you spend a certain amount of hours out of a day writing, of course, there's got to be some passion behind it because it's very difficult to just write, and write some more and then keep on writing without getting some sort of exhaustion in there. So, your writing process does exhaust you. Is that right?
It does. The part that exhausts me is that I would think of something that's pretty good, and I would start writing the thing I thought was pretty good, and then realize that it was conflicting with something I had already written. So I was constantly having to go back and rewrite earlier stuff to make it work with the new thoughts. And it really allowed my imagination to grow. And I really enjoyed that part of it where I could think and imagine characters and how they interacted. And what I tried to do was I let my characters tell the story. There's a lot of dialogue in my book. What I found the most challenging was, painting the picture of where they were and the settings. Again, being a math teacher, that was harder for me, but it took a lot longer. I would sometimes spend an hour on 2 sentences just to make sure I had the description correct, and a lot of metaphors and those kinds of things. And then I wanted to carry certain themes all the way throughout the book, which I think I did a pretty good job of revisiting themes, some of the same themes over and over and over again.
Yeah. Wow. Now, of course, we are excited to be able to put this information out there. And, I know that eventually some of our viewers and listeners are going to want to, show their love, their care, their concern, their support. They're going to want to go out. They're going to want to pick up a copy. They're going to want to download. They're going to want to read all that good stuff. If someone actually wanted to go out and show some support today and pick up a copy of your current publication, what's the process? Where can it be received? How can they download? What's the process for them to receive a copy of your current publication today?
Sure. I think the easiest thing for them to do would be go to Amazon.com and order a copy. Look for Blue by D. Lee Cardwell. You'll need to put in the author's name because there's lots of books over history that have just been called Blue. So I would appreciate if you get the right one. Mine is the one that's got some blue ribbons on the front. That's actually a cover art that I did myself as well.
Oh.
And you'll see D. Lee Cardwell at the top, and then the title of the book, Blue, at the bottom of that screen. I'm sure you're showing that to your viewers right now.
Hey. Okay, no, go ahead. I'm just teasing you. Wow. Now, let me say this. I heard you mention the fact that there are quite a few, publications out there that may in fact be titled Blue. And I'm glad you said that because, you did briefly talk about Blue, but, highlight what makes this particular publication unique, a must read.
I think the layers of the characters and the storyline and how it all fits together. It's a bit of a mystery. There's some romance in it, and there is some pretty serious conflict in there as well. And, some of the reviews I've gotten was that, this is kind of a page turner. And they, a lot of times they were not expecting. I had one person send me a screenshot of something that they wrote in the middle of it. I was not expecting that. I can't believe this happened. And then they finished the reading course, and they said they just really loved the book. And so far, I've gotten really good reviews and ratings on it. I just, like I say, it's a piece of fiction, and it's not me saying, "Hey, I want to write my life story."
Yeah.
A lot of writers just want to, they want to write their life story.
Yeah.
That's not something I think anybody would necessarily be interested in for me.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy creating and using my imagination, and I think I've done that in this book.
Right.
In terms of the title itself, Blue, lots of meaning behind the title. I don't want to give much away with that, but I would say there's a lot of imagery of the actual color blue. There's feelings of, as described by blue. And then there's something literal that happens with the color blue. That's something, again, you discover in the first page or two of the book.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you this also. I mean, I heard you mention a couple of the different characters throughout the book, but I got to find this out. How do you choose the characters that you have listed in your book?
How did I choose the characters? Well, characters are needed to support the protagonist, the main character. So obviously he had to have a family, and there had to be a reason why he ended up being the way he was. And that was mainly because of the direction of his parents and his sister. And he had friends, and he had teachers, and then he had someone to lean on that became more of a mentor. And and then a new set of friends, because when he moved to this new area, he had a difficult time making friends, largely because he had a quiet demeanor about him. And, he was very athletic, and there was some jealousy, I think, from some of the people that were on the team before, and they maybe viewed him as a threat. So maybe there's some bullying that was going on, and the bullying escalated into something else, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Wow. And of course, once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, I guess that makes sense. We have one of our featured authors here with us on the GMAP Broadcast Network, D. Lee Cardwell. And of course, we are going to encourage you to make sure you stop by the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. That's GMAP, the number one.com. Click on the tab that is simply titled Featured Authors, and you will see a copy of the current publication that I'm showing you on our television screen. D. Lee Cardwell, current book publication titled Blue. Click on that publication and it will take you to the necessary location to find out more intimate information and details about the author as well as the publication. We want you to go out, show your love, your care, concern, and support. Make sure you purchase a copy of Blue. And let me say this, please, when you do so, you can get a copy at Amazon. You can get a copy at other different locations. But when you do so, I want you to do us a kind favor and leave a review. Please leave a review. Please, because I'm sure that Mr. Cardwell, he'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate it. Amazon will appreciate it. People on the outside looking in will appreciate it. And, it's something that's necessary in order to continue to present this author and his publication to more and more people around the world. Now, Mr. Cardwell, I want to ask you this. When you look back over the entire process, and you know where it all began, you know the countless hours that you had to invest in allowing this publication to become a reality, to become present for people. I want to ask you this. When you look back over that journey, that process from beginning to where you are right now, what's next for you?
What's next for me? I'm actually finishing up a short story in the next few days. It's a Valentine's story about a couple of characters from the book. I hope to release that in time for Valentine's Day. But I've also, I'm illustrating a children's book, and I have almost finished that. We're scheduling that for a summer release. And I'm about halfway through another novel that's untitled at this point. And then I'm also planning a sequel to Blue. When you get, people that have actually read the book have said, "Oh, I hope there's a sequel," and of course they know there probably is going to be one because of the tease at the very end, and there's so much more story to tell there with these characters. So I've got a lot of things I'm working on. I also recently on my Facebook page have put up some of my artwork and some commentary on some of the art that I've produced. And then, you kind of led me to do something different also, Kevin, I'll just say, and that is I've been writing, I wrote an original song to go with a book trailer that I'm going to be making.
Wow.
And I've trying to record that, but I can't quite get it perfect because although I'm creative, I'm not the best in terms of delivering on the ability to play the instruments, but I can hear it, and I'm working on getting all that done as well. So I've got a lot of irons in the fire, let's just say right now.
Awesome. And of course, we are sharing the book trailer that we currently created for you. And of course, we're going to be, did you receive a copy of that, by the way?
I did. You did a great job for me. I appreciated that.
Oh my goodness. Now, for someone that wants to, reach out and maybe speak with you or connect with you on a more individual basis to maybe find out what you're doing, when you're doing it, where you're doing it, maybe want to get some encouragement, what's the process? I mean, how can you be reached? How can they contact you?
Well, they can contact me by going to my Facebook page, author D. Lee Cardwell. And then they could also contact me through my email, author.dleecardwell@gmail.com.
Oh, okay.
Either one of those would be fine. I would love to have the follow on Facebook and share and all those good things that people like to do.
Yeah.
And then there's some links on Facebook to my Instagram pages about the book and my TikTok page.
I hear people talk about TikTok. I'm not a TikToker, but I'm going to have to be, I guess. You know, now, of course, I know that you are an individual who this is basically, your freshman release as an author, and but I also know that there are some that they haven't made the team yet, but they want to. They're determined to go out and try out again, and they're encouraged, they're motivated, they want to begin that journey. For those up and coming authors that truly want to be an author and begin that journey and just dive into the field and give it a chance, what encouraging words would you have to say to someone like that today?
I would say, first and foremost, you got to do it for yourself. If your goal is to, selfishly write a bestseller or something, it's probably not going to come across as genuine. If you write from the heart and through what you're feeling and what you've experienced, I think you end up with, in any kind of art that you create, I think you end up with a better piece. And I just would encourage that, and also write about something that you have experience in. I had experience in teaching and coaching, and especially I had experience in that area down in Charleston where the setting of my book took place. I have some experience in investing and in finance, and there's a lot of that weaved in and out of the book as well. So kind of stick to what you know, and it'll come across as more genuine.
Yeah.
And I think be accepted a lot more. I wouldn't want to write a how to have a good golf swing kind of book.
Right.
Because although I enjoy golf, I do not have the expertise to, and I coached golf in high school.
Wow.
But it was mainly these kids were really good golfers to begin with, and they didn't need my advice. I would hurt the team instead of help the team. I was more of an organizer, but I wouldn't write about something that I didn't know about. It just, like I said, it just comes across as disingenuous.
Now that's kind of funny that you mentioned that. What if you do write a book? Now come on, we're gonna collaborate about this, okay? What if we write a book about something that we've never done before? What, like you said, golf. I have never. Well, I played miniature golf at a miniature golf place, but I've never really played golf before. So I'm gonna write a book, and my book should be titled "How to Have a Great Golf Swing." And I'm going to go swing the golf club one time. I don't care where the ball goes. But, and then, it's all going to be in the form and the technique. You think it'll sell?
Probably you don't have the credentials for that, but it could sell. It depends on how well it's written. I think you probably, maybe I misspoke. You could create a book with enough, investigation and research into any topic. And if you have, for fiction, which is my genre, you can create anything out of fiction. I just think you have to have some kind of background in some of the areas that you're writing about to make it more believable. Let's just say, again, I wouldn't write a how-to book on something that I've never experienced, like skydiving, or in your case, what you said about golf or something. Kind of stick to something that you think is interesting to you, and be happy that you've written it and you were able to get through that process.
Well, my thing is, you can easily change it from being fiction to being nonfiction to fiction. So we have it out. But nevertheless, we are grateful. We are honored. We are privileged. We are blessed that you have taken the time to be here with us on today. And I'm also double honored that you have accepted the invitation to be a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network family. And, of course, we're going to continue to do what it is that we could or can to get your information out there, to have individuals show their love, care, concern, and support for you and your current publication. I also suggest that you please keep me informed about what you have up and coming, what you're doing. Send me the new information as far as any new publications that you have released, and the new trailer that you're producing and working on with the song. Send me the song. I'll put the song in the background of the trailer we have now. But at the same time, you have the number, and of course, I encourage you to use that number in order to allow us to assist you while you're on this journey. And if you call and let us know what you're doing and you don't mind receiving some assistance from us, all I want you to do is let us know, and the answer will always be yes, and you'll never have to ask me twice to do so, okay?
I appreciate that so much. You've been very kind and helpful through this entire process.
God bless you. I appreciate you saying that. And of course, I'm trying my very best, just like you. I dived into something that I have some experience with. And I'm grateful I'm not an author, but I'm grateful that God has allowed me to assist those that are authors. And I'll do whatever I can to continue to do so for you as well as others that are connected to us. I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I will make sure that you receive copies of this current conversation, and we'll make sure to put it out there for as many people as possible who are unable to tune in at this time, but they'll grab a hold of the rebroadcast. And like I said, keep us posted. Let us know when, where, why, what you're doing. And of course, we'll do everything we can to assist you at putting that information out there for the eyes and ears of the people. I want you to have a wonderful day. Be in touch with me. Stay connected. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please don't forget, stop by the GMAP Broadcast Network. Click on the tab that says Featured Authors. You'll see a copy of the current publication I'm currently showing you on our screen, Blue D. Lee Cardwell. Pick up a copy of that today. And don't forget to leave a review. Please leave a review. And share with all of your followers, your family, your friends. I mean, you share everything else on Facebook. Share this. Why not? Ms. Cardwell, I want you to have a wonderful day. You be blessed, and you continue to be a blessing, all right?
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
D. Lee Cardwell, one of our featured authors here on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. We want you to make sure you show your love, care, concern, and support on the show.
It's not always what it seems.